Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of Gypsy Jazz Profiles, the show in which I conduct short interviews with interesting people within the Gypsy Jazz community. Today my guest is Emmett Mahoney. He is a guitar player currently living in Hawaii, and we talk about the Gypsy Jazz scene in Hawaii and his love for steel guitar and the possibilities of creating a fusion between Gypsy Jazz and Hawaiian music. Let's get started.
Yeah, so I was a guitar player from a pretty young age. I was into rock and roll and blues and heavy metal and stuff. And got into jazz at a pretty early age, but didn't really start studying it formally until I was about 20 years old or so. And the methods that I found weren't really working for me. Some of the teachers that I was going to didn't really make a lot of sense, the methods that they were given. So a few years later, I discovered Gypsy Jazz on YouTube. And it was through that I really started to understand jazz guitar better. You know, I went and saw who was playing this music live in my town in New York. And I saw this guy, Stefan, in Brooklyn. And from there, I was just hooked and started studying with him for a few months. And it was a great experience. And so shortly after that, I had to leave New York because I had the opportunity to move to Hawaii. And so once I did that, I was a little worried that there might not be anybody to play with this style of music in Hawaii. So, so from there, I just kind of continued to study as best I could on the internet through YouTube, and then also traveling to some festivals. With the day job that I have, I'm fortunate I can travel for free, so I tried to go to all the festivals that I could and make as many connections as I could and play with as many players as I could, and then take that back to Hawaii and work on it and make something happen there. Yeah, it's become something. It's a scene now. You can hear live Gypsy Jazz at least once a week. My group plays once a week downtown, in addition to a few other places, great venues all around Hawaii, some indoor, some outdoor. I'm very lucky that I have met some great musicians to play with out there. Some of them are able to do all the gigs, sometimes not. So I have a good rotation of collection of musicians, like percussion, clarinet, vocalist, violinist. And then also too, it's because Hawaii is such a great vacation destination. There's always visitors. I get some friends that come, and they're always welcome to come and sit in, and whether it's jam on the beach or have like a barbecue luau jam, or just come and sit on whatever gigs I have happening at the time. I get a few visitors a year. It's great. I love having visitors. I wish everybody could just move there, and then it would be Gypsy Jazz paradise. Yeah, so shortly after I moved to Hawaii, I got really inspired by the local music there and the musicians, and especially the sound of the steel guitar. And so once I saw that, I was like, I have to learn how to play this. Similar to like when I saw Gypsy Jazz being played for the first time, I was like, I have to learn how to do that. It's just too awesome. So I met a couple of local guys that are just great players and teachers and stuff, so I kind of got to hang with them and become friends and learn. And the more I got into the steel guitar, I realized, well, why not mix the two sounds and styles, the Hawaiian music and the Gypsy Jazz, and see what happens there. Well, if you go back in history and you look to the 20s and 30s and 40s, there was a history there between the two in the sense that they were both very popular, right? Swing music was huge in that time period, and also Hawaiian music. Even before swing, Hawaiian musicians traveled the globe extensively, playing Hawaiian music, and a steel guitar was right there with them. The first guitar heroes were actually steel guitar players, and most people don't realize that, but the first guitarist to use the guitar in a lead type role were the steel guitar players. It wasn't Charlie Christian or Django. You know, before those guys, the steel guitar was playing like melodies and improvisations and stuff. And so I think given the fact that there's a lot of similarities between the two styles and the history that's there, I think it makes sense to try and blend the two, you know. Also, one of Django's sidemen, or rhythm guitar player, was a big fan of Hawaiian music. Marcel Bianchi, he played in Django's Hot Club for about a year and a half, I think around the late 30s. And he was a steel guitar player himself. He's also a great lead guitar player. And he recorded albums in both styles, the Hot Club style and also Hawaiian style. And I had heard that he retired in his later years down the south of France and played Hawaiian music on a steel guitar in hotels. So, yeah, it seems only logical to just kind of mix the two styles because there's a history that has already existed between the two. And I'd like to see it continue in the future, you know, the steel guitar. I don't want to see it fade away. I want to see people, especially in the Hawaiian style, it's pretty rare, you know, to see that nowadays. Let's see, I've been working on a recording. It's going to be an album of songs from both genres, both the Hawaiian and the Gypsy, and it's going to include instrumentation from both. From the Hawaiian side, it's going to have steel guitar, it's going to have ukulele, ukulele bass, which is a really cool instrument that it's kind of not well known. It's the closest sounding to an upright bass that I've found, in a much smaller package. It's I'll also have an actual upright bass on it. I'll have various Selmer style guitars, clarinet, violin, vocals, maybe some surprise guests. But from what I played for people so far, they sound pretty interested and excited to hear the rest of it. I've been taking my steel guitar to different festivals and jam sessions and stuff, and trying to perfect that. And get better playing, sitting, and it's been going good so far. So maybe you'll see me in the future at one of the Gypsy jams with my frying pan.